brothers Rick and Marty Lagina think they may be getting close to finding the treasure at last. As they go deeper into the garden shaft, they come across a large hole called H8, which they believe to be a wooden treasure chest. However, digging deeper makes the hole unstable, making it dangerous to dig further. They intend to deepen the garden shaft in order to better explore the tunnel, which they believe could be historically significant. The team continues their work on Oak Island, understanding the significance of handling materials from the H8 dig site with care. They find signs that they may be near the Law Ness vault, strengthening their commitment to the fabled treasure. This setback reminds them of an earlier dig theory by Terry Mathen that suggested the chests they were after might have been damaged or tampered with by someone in the past. Tell me the direction you wish to take, rumored to be concealed on the island. The group next shifts their attention to the island's southeast wetlands, which are near the location of the original money pit. They are eager to see what they may find there, especially in the vicinity of the old stone road. While their primary goal was to find elusive treasure, the team also ventured into the marsh's deepest areas. In conclusion, they also found antiquities and old items concealed beneath the swampy surface of the area. A fascinating program called The Curse of Oak Island delves into the mystery of the island's extensive past and the possibility of a big discovery. The goal of the 2,000-year-old treasure hunt team on Oak Island was to unearth the island's little-known past. They found a route that led to the Knights Templar and a possible landing area for offloading cargo. Therefore, our goal is to identify the paved area's limits, the ancient nature of the artifacts they were finding, and the possibility of finding the wealth that inspired the crew. Despite the team's many obstacles, the swamp's historical significance in connection to the treasure search was emphasized. Near the stone path, they discovered a strange boulder that they thought had been placed there on purpose. This prompted them to investigate the box and its unusual locations in the hopes of finding clues or relics that might help them piece together the fabled treasure. Cutting-edge technologies such as metal detectors and ground-penetrating radar scanned the surrounding area for buried objects using a good target. To make sure no detail was missed, the team thoroughly recorded everything using photos, videos, and thorough notes. As they dug further, additional facets of the island's past emerged, such as broken ceramics, ancient coins, and pieces of metal implements. The group discussed a number of historical occurrences, including pirates, colonial secret caches, and ancient civilizations that might have resulted in the burial of riches on Oak Island. In the deep clay, they discover further evidence, such as a shoe fragment discovered next to the stone walkway that supports a theory of human activity in the area. It was probably hand-sewn in Europe and transported to the island based on the stitching. The group is restoring a swamp on Oak Island that they consider to be a crucial link between other areas of the island. They are examining the craftsmanship and state of the swamp, which points to the presence of people supervising the work rather than doing it themselves. Because of its condition and craftsmanship, the letter can be linked to a certain historical period that most likely involved Europeans. Good morning, Rick and Robert. How are you this morning? How are things going? It's good to see you, everyone. To what extent is the team looking at the alignment of the walkway, the placement of stones, and odd geological features that suggest deliberate human activity in order to find a tunnel that is thought to be beneath the treasure? The team is continuing its excavation work by removing layers of earth from the garden shaft. They are now more focused on conserving history, respecting the island's heritage, and completing a centuries-long goal. As a result of this discovery, devoted researcher Chris Morpher is there to share his most recent research, which reveals Nolan's Cross, which goes straight to the money pit, said to contain the island's greatest mystery. The fact that the drilled stones themselves, which Frederick Blair found in the late 1800s, precisely match important locations on Nolan's Cross supports the notion that they were a component of a bigger scheme. Chris's passion and the breadth of his research captivate the team, and the placement of the stones and drilling markings appeared too intentional to overlook. If Chris is right, the Templars left behind their heritage, which is preserved in Oak Island's landscape in addition to their wealth. In search of fresh proof or hints to the island's treasure, the team dug into a marsh on Oak Island. Buried deep within the swamp, they discovered a huge tree stump that suggested the area had once been wooded before being altered to its present state. There were indications that the stump had been chopped by instruments, maybe an axe, creating a floodgate. According to theories, the tree was felled to make room for the construction of a money pit or something similar. It was strange that there were no connected logs close by, because they were supposed to be a part of the plan to prevent the treasure from flooding. The following day, the team went back to the marsh and dug deeper into the triangle-shaped area in the hopes of discovering more signs of human activity. They found another stump with neat incisions that suggested it had been chopped with a tool, but the logs around it were gone. This supported the idea that the swamp had formerly been wooded and subsequently changed to its current state. As they discussed their journey and were ready for the prospect of discovering the treasure they were looking for, the team members' sense of camaraderie developed. The group, under the direction of Rick and Gary Drayton, was thrilled about the possible finds they might make in the vicinity of the well-known money pit. They thought it might be a piece of shit decking. After finding a big boulder and a wooden object buried beneath the ground, they made the decision to delve farther in order to relate this piece to a broader historical framework. What is amazing is that the team persisted in their efforts in spite of obstacles, particularly in the marshy environment. You're looking at history, correct? They found artifacts that were buried around 161 feet deep and that shed light on the many individuals who have inhabited the island throughout the years. Additionally, they found metal tools connected to Sir William Fay, glass beads from the 1500s to the mid-1600s, and a lead trading token from a 14th century Venetian. As they relocated to a new location, eager to delve deeper and discover what the island had hidden, the team's enthusiasm increased. They became aware that their investigation might link a location to the fabled wealth said to be concealed on the island. The glass, pottery, and bricks discovered in Lot 5 might help them realize how they relate to the notorious money pit myth and even show them where the wealth may be. The team needed to collaborate closely in order to make progress, and they saw an intriguing feature of their surroundings: the amount of dirt in the area. Lorenian was set to join the group at a recently unearthed stone foundation on the island's western side. The group, led by Rick and Marty Lagina, is tasked with finding a treasure that is concealed on an island. Like the materials it had seen in the money pit area, they find a grayish substance that looks like concrete or rough mortar. They think that these stuff might be relics from the people who first concealed the riches, or it might be a component of the infrastructure that previous treasure searches exploited. The group concentrates on the wetlands, a triangular region that has regularly yielded intriguing discoveries. They look inside a purposefully built stone walkway that was discovered in the southeast corner of the swamp. The stones seem to be deep underground, indicating that they were taken out during earlier money pit excavation operations. The group hypothesizes that the wetland may be a deliberately designed feature rather than a naturally occurring one. The garden shaft, an 18th century building, is thought to be near a possible treasure tunnel. The group performs the extremely taxing operation of excavating rock and clay layers. The group then made a huge discovery when they dug 95 feet down and came across a 7-ton wide tunnel that led to the Baby Bloban area thought to contain hidden wealth. They discovered wooden fragments that seemed to be a component of the building, perhaps one of the wooden platforms that the money pit has historically been connected to. The building's age was suggested by the round timbers, which established a clear link to its builders. Knowing that they are now closer than ever to learning the truth about Oak Island, the team has resolved to keep going. This time, Drayton and his companions discovered the 17th century King Charles II Britannia coins buried beneath the pebbles and pyrite strewn along the coastline. One of the coins clearly displayed the year 1771 on its surface, indicating that they were centuries ancient. Where did these 17th century coins originate?